Talk about it with Franjez. Today we have a special guest, the Westchester Blogger. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. How you doing today?
Good, good. I'm excited. How was your Christmas?
Very good, very good. Spent it with the family,
Okay.
exchanged gifts, the
Right.
usual, ate a lot of good food.
You celebrate the 24th or the 25th?
24th.
Okay, yeah, same.
Same?
Midnight, right? Midnight.
Nice, very nice. All right, let's start from the beginning. Where were you born?
Where was I born? Born and raised in Mexico.
Oh, nice. What city?
Mexico. So, Puebla.
I've heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where exactly on the map is it? I don't know exactly.
So, from Mexico City, it's about 2.5 hours away in a car.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I was born there and then raised out here in White Plains. Mhm.
Raised in White Plains. And what were your parents doing around the time of your childhood?
What they do for a living?
Just in general. What
Oh,
they doing?
okay.
Yeah, living and all that.
Yeah, so we came to New York and then let's see. So it was, I guess throughout like growing up my whole childhood. So my dad worked as an engineer and my mom has a cleaning company.
Nice.
So yeah.
Engineering what?
Building engineer.
Oh, very
Mhm.
nice. Very nice. So what sparked your interest in blogging?
So I've always been like I guess in love with the camera. So as a kid I would always grab my dad's camcorder, kind of like the one you have back here.
That's my first camcorder.
Really? No way. Oh, that's so cool. And I would just film, anything that was just a spark of interest, the events at my house, parties, like there was one every day. So like parties at my house. And then I just picked up the camera and just recorded anything that I loved. And then from there I went to when I graduated high school, I went to film school. So that's where I picked up on how to grab the camera and do it more professional.
Nice. Where did you go to school?
New York Film Academy.
Very nice. Where's that located?
In Union Square, New York City.
Nice. Awesome. You like the New York City life?
Yeah, it's very hectic. I mean, I love New York City now, but it wasn't for me when I had just graduated because I was going to school. Then from there, I went to like work, and it was like 16-hour shifts on set. And I was recently married, so it was a lot for me. So I was like, it's either go ahead and film on sets for 20 hours or, figure out something much closer to home.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what your first blog was?
My first blog, yeah, it's actually a funny video. It was a video on Tequila RX. So it was kind of like, it was supposed to be a funny YouTube video talking about how tequila like cures you for like a lot of things that you have. So like say you're getting sick, take a shot of tequila and it cures you, which is true. You warm it up and it, take it to the throat, and that's what helps you out when you're sick.
That's an awesome first
And that
blog.
was like back in the day when YouTube had just started. So it was like 2011.
Oh, also it was an actual vlog. It was a video.
Yeah, it was a whole video.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
But then on Instagram, my first video was on a taqueria that was close to Westchester.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite vlogging moment?
My favorite vlogging moment? Wow, there's so many. I love when I go ahead and I showcase either somewhere like a new restaurant or a new business, because it's just, it gives visibility. It basically allows me to use my platform to, gain exposure or visibility for a new restaurant or business. And just, to be able to use my network and my platform to kind of plug them in and be able to get what they need in order to get their foot out the door.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you mainly do it to help the businesses
Mm-hmm.
out?
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. When did you start writing blogs?
So I started writing about maybe 2 years ago. And that's where it was mostly like, so when I do Westchester Blogger, it's mostly more like on my video, so like blogger. But then blogging, I started writing when people would start asking me more. So I started to create like a certain, I guess like fan base where people would start asking me and saying, hey, where am I going for like my anniversary or my kid's party? So it started growing from there. So that's where I was like, oh man, people really want to know. So I started creating a blog to let people know, like, all right, these are like, for example, 20 best spots to go to for like lobsters, 10 best spots for steaks. And it started growing like that. And that's where I would write and people would go see that as a resource.
on the website is
on the
where you put
website,
the writing, right?
WestchesterBlogger.com. And then Westchester Concierge is where you can say you just came here, for example, and you're like, hey, I just moved to Westchester. Where can I find the best doctors, the best, auto mechanics? That's all my people that I personally have used, and it's all word of mouth. You can't buy your way in. It's just all like the plugs that I highly recommend.
Nice, very nice. And social media management. So you actually also help these same businesses if they need the help and manage their social media?
Yeah, I manage their social media, or I create content creation for them.
Nice.
And then I shoot everything on all 4K cameras. So like, let's say they need, they're a real estate company and they have like, to say, for example, a house in the Catskills. I get the drones out and we film whatever they need to be able to produce the content that they can for their social media.
Very nice. Very nice. So I see you listed New York, Connecticut, New Jersey. Are you strictly those states, or do you also venture
so I started as Westchester, then it grew into Connecticut. So I work with a couple partners on like social media classes and social media accounts. So we started going to Connecticut. Then New Jersey was starting to hit us up, so we went to New Jersey, and then now it's basically everywhere. So I recently just went to Ohio, and every time I go now somewhere, I'll either DM someone and just let you know, hey, we're coming out. Would you like us to feature something? Because a lot of the people who watch us and follow us go to all these places. So like we were up in Lake George about 2 weeks ago, and it's just like we go everywhere now. So everywhere outside New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut.
Nice, very nice. So do you plan your trips for the blogging, or is it you plan your blogging around a trip you're gonna take?
Ooh, probably plan them around the blogging.
Wow,
yeah,
that's dedication. I like that. Very nice. Do you feel like there's something that makes your content different from other people?
Yeah, I've been told a lot that they love the way I do my stories. So like if you watch my stories, they're mostly storytelling. So I'll start off with, all right, hey, we're getting in the car. Let's say we're going to like Lake George. We're passing the bridge. Where are we going? And people like to engage. So like I'll do like a quiz, and then I'll be like, where are we going? And then it'll be like, for example, Palisades, because you see the Tappan Zee Bridge. By the way, do you call it Tappan Zee Bridge or Mario Bridge?
I still call it Tappan Zee.
Yeah, Tappan Zee Bridge. Tappan Zee Bridge. So like I'll start off with like a quiz to get engagement, and also people like to being like, oh, I want to guess it right. So am I going to like the Palisades? Am I going, I don't know, balloon skydiving, for example? And I'll just keep a whole list, and people are like, oh man, I always get it right or wrong. So they engage, and then it's like a storytelling. Then the next clip will be like us getting breakfast, and basically my whole day you're seeing it on my Instagram for like the whole 24 hours that it's up there. So I've been told that they like that type of storytelling, and then also the fact that I don't just stick to like one thing. So let's say like Westchester Blogger, I do food, but I also do lifestyle, health, wellness, a lot of kid activities as well. So that's another thing that I've seen people always recommend, and they like always comment on like, oh, I love the fact that I can go to you, for example, for something for my kids, so bring someone. Or if my neighbors are coming in, you always know like where to take them, for example, if like it's like the best steak or food, or just locations for like where to see the lights at. So it's a whole group of everything that I put together on my page. And it's also like if you're a new business and you're like, hey, I'm opening up, I'm having a grand opening, I put a flyer up and let everyone know. So it's a combination of everything.
Absolutely. What has been the biggest impact you think you've had on a business? Or even a partner, anyone that you've helped?
So during COVID, before what anyone knew COVID was, I remember my sister was telling me, she goes, yeah, go get masks, that they're saying that there's going to be a virus. Nobody knew what was happening. So I was like, you're crazy. I don't believe you. She was like, no, go. If you go to Lowe's or you're always out, go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot's, go get masks. And I was like, all right. So I started going, and everyone was sold out. I'm like, okay, something really is happening. So like I was even going to like paint supply stores where they had like masks, and everyone was legit sold out. So I went online and I found it on the website where you could buy wholesale. So I went and I bought wholesale, because I was getting a lot of DMs. So I bought wholesale in advance, not thinking anything was going to happen, just to have as a backup. And then 2 weeks later, we all got shut down, and COVID was like a thing. And then I was getting DMs of like nurses, and I was seeing people's stories, how like they were, even people who were pregnant, they were like, I can't go out anywhere. I can't go grocery shopping. What's going on? And then my mask had just came in. So I went and posted online, and I said, free mask, no questions asked. And here's the address. I'm going to leave them outside and pick them up. And I put out, I remember 20. They were gone like in 20 minutes. And I saw like, wow. Yeah, and these were like the N95 masks that people started putting up on eBay for like $50-$60, like, wow, which is crazy. And I was just giving them out to anyone who needed them. But then I started like having to really see who needed them, because people were picking up like 5 or 6 at a time. And I was like, no, like people really need these. Like I was getting DMs from like I said, like people who were pregnant and couldn't go anywhere, or people going to visit their moms and that were sick. So I went ahead and I was like, all right, let's see, like I'll drop it off to you. So I remember I was going around literally dropping off these masks to these people, and it just went from there where like everyone was like, wow, like thank you for giving us these N95 masks. And I didn't see exactly what I guess Instagram was until then. I was like, all right, we need more. How can I get help? So I was like trying to partner up with people. So I posted up, anyone wants to go ahead and do like kind of like a Kickstarter. Back then it was like a Kickstarter page, but it's like a GoFundMe now. So I did it where people could go and donate. And I remember we got like about $1,000 in donations, and I bought more, and then just started giving them out again. I donated some to the hospitals. And that's where like it really kicked off. Then I was going around showcasing because everyone was at home, everyone was shut down, and I was like, all right, let me see what I can do. Which restaurants were open. I was getting a lot of DMs from restaurants saying, how can you help me? So I would go around and I would showcase who was open, who was closed, what protocols they were taking, who was doing out deliveries, who was going curbside. And then from there my Instagram just went from like 5,000 to like 30,000 just overnight. Wow. Of just like local organic following of everyone, just I guess showcase, because like the fact that I was showcasing it and really going out there and putting in the work, and that's where it blew up.
Very nice. Mm-hmm. Very nice. What has been your biggest challenge in blogging?
Ooh. My biggest challenge, I guess, is being consistent. Because you get all these ideas and you're like, yeah, I want, especially keeping up with the trends. And it's so hard because Instagram changes every other day of like algorithms and what keywords and SEOs and what's, what to post up. And I guess just being consistent. So it's always like you always got to keep learning. You always got to keep looking at what's, keeping up with the trends and how you can do to basically help anyone else out as well. So like since I teach social media classes, someone's always coming up to me, and not everyone's on the same level. I have people come in who don't even know what a boomerang is. Yeah. And then I have people who are so experienced and they're like, well, I'm getting like shadow banned. How do I get out of it? So my classes are always formatted. So I sit down one-on-one, I take a look at your Instagram and I help you out through Instagram audits. So for me, I guess the most challenging is keeping up with the trends and making sure what's working for me works for everyone else.
Nice. So how do you do these classes? They're in person?
Yeah, so they're in person, or I do private one-on-one, or I teach them in person, where I'll also go ahead and I give back. So we'll pick a venue or we'll pick a restaurant, and we limit it to like 6 people because I want to literally do hands-on. So we'll get a restaurant, and then 6 of us. We don't post the restaurant because we've had people come to the restaurant and just sit in and listen. So now we just put, like, for example, Yonkers. And then once you buy your ticket, it's $75 for 2 hours. And once you buy your ticket, then in the email you'll get the location. And basically for 2 hours we sit there and we do we get basically tailor it to what you need. And yeah, we do one about every other week.
And how do you promote and post it? Is it like Eventbrite or something like that?
No, I used to do Eventbrite, but now I just promote it on my Instagram, or I have a partner who I work with in Connecticut, and she does it on her Instagram, and it's just word of mouth.
Nice, very nice. Who's the first person you think of when you think of success?
The first person I think of? Let's see. That's a good question. I mean, my head tells me think high, think like, Elon Musk, right? Think high. But then, success is different to everyone. It really matters how you define success. Because success to you could be like, make sure you meet your quarterly, everyone has plans and goals. And as long as you're reaching those goals, it could be like, as long as I'm reaching them, I'm successful to you. Some people, success means money, a lot of money, and they want to be like rich and everything. And like I said, success is defined for everyone different. For me, I guess just one person I could really say is doing it right. The thing is, so this is a content creator, right? I don't know, you follow him, Casey Neistat?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so he talks about, and he shows you how to do everything. He doesn't hold any info out, which I like about him. Since like day one, we always, and he's cool too. Like every time you bump into him, he'll say hi. He's not like cocky or anything, which I like. And then it's staying true to who you are, because some people I've seen grow and they've changed like the way they are towards their content. And it's like, that's not, to me, I'm like, to be successful, you still have to keep reminder of, stay humble and remember where you came from. So like Casey Neistat's one person that I always see is like success.
Yeah, I agree. He's good. Mm-hmm. He's a real people person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He teaches classes too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He teaches he'll do like 2-week courses on how to like make, for example, like a budget film. Because remember, he started from the bottom too with his brother creating those movies on HBO.
Yeah.
So he teaches all those courses.
Yeah, Van Nice. I follow him too.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, they're both good.
Yeah.
They're very creative people. Absolutely. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Probably an astronaut.
Really?
But then I got afraid of heights, so that got shut down. But no. What did I want to be when I grew up? I just wanted to be somebody who gave back to the community. I didn't know specifically what, because it's different. I'm not sure like how you grew up, but it's different. How I guess like how like sometimes, for example, like you grow up in a family and they're all like, oh, okay, it's like second generation, third generation. So it's kind of like, going to college and from college following to be successful. Like, for example, like a doctor or whatever it is that you want to be. But then like for me, it was different because like my parents never made me do anything I didn't want to do. Like they're like, no, you're going to go to school and be a doctor, or you're going to do this or write a book. They always said, do whatever you want, which was cool. So like I started working young. I started working when I was 12 years old. So to me, like, I always had money, I guess, because I was always working and making my own paycheck, and I all got to keep it myself. So it was kind of different for me. I guess it was more like trying to figure out to do something I can give back.
And look at you, you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
It worked out. That's awesome. What are 3 things you need to be happy?
3 things I need to be happy? Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, a charge phone. And a story I need to post every day.
Nice. Every day.
No, but seriously, no, I mean, to keep happy, 3 things that always make me happy is what's different now, because I'm a mom now. I just became a mom.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So my son's 6 months, so like my whole life changed in a different way. So like the things that I used to thought were important, now it's like you see a whole different. Are you a parent?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's 16.
Oh, wow. So you're like, yeah, I was there already 16 years ago. No, but it's different now because everything you do for your child now. So it's like, it's not yourself anymore. So it's different. But, yeah, 3 things that make me happy, I guess, is just making sure that, everyone around me is happy.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Very nice. As you get older, what has become more important and less important?
More important, definitely family. Your mental health and your physical health.
What do you do for your mental health? I mainly ask you. Well, I ask all my guests, but how you said you feel like you have to post every day. That kind of takes a toll on you.
Oh yeah, there was times I was ready to sell my account, and there was times where I had offers for it. But no, I was like, yeah, I want to, because it was making me to a point where it was like, say I needed a day off, I felt like I needed to post or I needed to answer my DMs because people depended so much on it. Because I never leave anyone on scene. I always answer everyone back. So imagine sitting there and getting like 100 DMs and sitting there all night. So what was the question?
How do you take care of your mental health?
Okay, there we go.
That's a perfect example.
Right?
So much is on your mind, especially since you want to post every day.
Right.
It gets tough.
It does. No, I mean,
and since you're keeping yourself busy, you don't even have time to work on your mental health.
Exactly. No, it got really bad. It got to a point where I was having like really bad anxiety and panic attacks because my mental health just wasn't there. So I started to sit back and analyze what's most important, and started to create boundaries. So I started creating boundaries that helped me out a lot. And then also a schedule. So for example, like 1 hour I'll dedicate to only Instagram and one platform, and then another hour, for example, TikTok, and then another hour to my accounts. So I started creating a schedule because before it was just all over the place. It was hectic. So that to me has helped out. And also the gym. Like when I would get really bad, I would just relieve like stress, just go to the gym and work out. And I just, it just gives like something, like you create this like you endorphins and energy, and your mental health,
100%. I agree 100%. Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Especially outside. Sunlight, a nice little walk, get your heart pumping, your blood flowing. 100% helps. And you mentioned you care about your physical health. Another question on here, because blogging, you're eating the best.
Yeah.
And the best tasting things are usually not healthy. So how do you balance that out?
Well, I used to do 3 shoots a day on like food, and it would be like, and they would bring the best out. Like you're talking about like porterhouse steaks and every side on available, and then they'd be like, oh, what happened, why you're not eating, you don't like it? And it's like, you're full, like you just came from another shoot, and then you got to go to another one shoot, and I'm just like, I can't do that. So we cut back and started doing like one shoot a day, and then just just cut back, like just you don't have to eat it all, just try it, but you want to you definitely want to try one of everything. And but like working out, being consistent, working out, cutting back. So let's say right now I'm gonna have a burger, I'm not gonna get the soda with it, get water. It's all about balance.
So when you're not eating amazing at home, you eat more relaxed at home. That's the key.
Nah,
we eat good all the time.
We eat good all the time. You got to.
I love food.
Live your best life.
I agree. I love food. What would be the best piece of advice you'd give your younger self?
Best piece of advice is stay true to yourself, like I was saying. Stay true to yourself. Be humble. Like, always keep learning. Definitely stay consistent. And always trust the process, because if something doesn't work out, I remember there was times where I'd be like, oh, it's not working out. Don't give up. Like, if that's something that you really want, just receive, do more goals that are more attainable. Don't think high don't put it all the way at the top and then be like, oh, I'm not going to achieve it, because you're not going to. Like, even like with working out, there were times where I'm like, all right, I want to lose, for example, 20 pounds, and I didn't see it growing. I'm like, oh, I'm done. Forget this. I'm over it. But no, if you start saying I'm going to lose 3 pounds instead, and you see it, you're doing it, it's going to make you want to do it even more now, because now you're doing goals that are actually achievable, as opposed to like something that you're never going to do.
It's the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the consistency. What are your goals with the social media and with helping? You just want to keep doing this, or is there like a bigger picture you have?
Well, I definitely want to keep doing what I'm doing, but I want to do it where I can grow more. Like, so for example, right now, so I started off with helping out businesses that were restaurants. Then when COVID happened, everyone started getting a new, skill because everyone was home. So now I started doing pop-ups. You know what a pop-up is?
Yep.
So I started doing pop-ups. I'll get a venue and I'll host anywhere from like 10 to 50 vendors at a venue where I would go ahead and do all the marketing for. And that's anywhere from like somebody making candles to somebody who it sells
soap,
pudding, soap, literally everything, anything. Reefs, whatever you sell. And I always try to do it where it's like 2 vendors at the max of the same item, just to give everyone a chance. And I do those about once every other month. And it's just more like, all right, I started seeing that it went from like restaurants to now small local businesses to like, how can I do something bigger? So it's like, okay, so now I want to do more where we have the opportunity to work remote, where, it's not like, think about it, like what I'm doing right now, what I do for a living. It's like, no, I never would have thought that I could actually earn a living off of this. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to just go record, like, we were just watching who cares what the hell I'm saying, right? But it's like when you're using a platform that people are actually, like, for example, I have the subscribe button, and I never thought anybody would subscribe. And I'm like, all right. So I go and I'm like, please subscribe. And then I started getting subscribers. It's only 99 cents a month. But little by little, I started getting like 12, 20. Now I'm at a strong 74 subscribers.
Wow.
And I'm like, 74. It's only $74, but $74 is $74.
Of course.
So I'm like, imagine, for example, I do an ebook. So you do 10% of your following. So I have 48,000 right now. You do 10%, whatever that is. So let's say 4,000 buy it at $30. Now you're making 120,000 on the ebook. And then you could use that to go ahead and reinvest into something else, whether it's like whatever, cryptocurrency or something that you want to invest in another property, or just putting it into your own self and now growing bigger. So what I mean by that is like a lot of people are doing remote work. So like my friend right now, she works in like telemarketing, and she also does finance. So what she does is she works for a company. She's based out in Jersey, and she works for a company where they pay her $184,000 a year. And then she basically finds people in India to not do her job, but basically do enough where she doesn't have to. She outsources, so where she doesn't have to work as hard. She's just working smarter. Pays them $50,000, which is a lot in India. And then now she's taking it calmer where she could do 3 or 4 other jobs. So what I mean by that for myself is like I want to grow when I'm working now to help out businesses. And like I said, I like to help out local and give back a lot. But I want to do it bigger where I could help out other places. So for example, let's say, so right now we're Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York. I want to grow something bigger where it's like, all right, California. So a lot of tourists are coming in here. Okay, where can I find the best thing? So we travel all the time. Okay, so like right now, like I have So I'm working on a food truck, and I'm also working on food tours. So let's say you're coming from New York for your first time, and you're like, all right, where can I find the best food? Well, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be on these tours to begin. So I'm going to start the first 3 years doing the tours myself. So like, all right, right now the lights, Diker Heights. You want to come to Westchester? We got the Kensico Dam. We got the Westchester Mall. We also got Connecticut. Stanford does all the plazas, the shows. You'll come, you'll see the lights. You want the best hot cocos, I'll take you. You want the best Nutella pizzas, I'll take you, or so and so on. So that's what I'm going to start. But ideally, I want to grow it so big where for the first 3 years, I'm going to work it, but then eventually I'll have a team and it'll continue growing just to highlight everyone and give everyone an opportunity as well. But then eventually grow like California, other states too, you know, other big states, eventually other countries, and just all over the world.
Absolutely. That's great. I like that. When you say food truck, you want your own food truck?
Yeah.
Nice. What would the food be?
Tacos.
I assume Mexican. Mexican food goes any time of day.
Right.
It sells out. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, we had two restaurants, one in Harrison and one in Portchester, but with the one closed because of COVID, and then the other one closed because of the hurricane. Hurricane Ida came and just destroyed everything, and we tried to bring it back, but the landlord was letting go of the building, so we just had to let it go. But we're trying to do a food truck. It's just harder in Westchester with the permits. So we're either thinking New York or they're kind of opening a little bit more in Westchester. We're just trying to figure it out and put it all together.
What is it like? It's like certain spot on the street you can park on?
Yeah, you can't park on certain times. So like, for example, White Plains is a no, but if you rent a lot, you can. So we're looking at to see like, you know, but then again, it's so hard with White Plains. Not White Plains, but Westchester in general, because things have changed since the pandemic. You know, like back in the day, things used to be open 24 hours. Now everything closes at a certain time. So they never went back to the 24 hours. Slowly, a lot of places are opening back up. Like if you Candlelight, they used to be open till 4. Then it went back to like 11 p.m. Now it's going back up to like 3 or 4 a.m. now. So little by little, just takes time.
Little by little, yeah. You mentioned cryptocurrency. You're into it?
Yeah.
Nice. Any recommendations for the people?
This is not financial advice.
Yeah, I didn't mean advice, but like just to open people's mind to it. Yeah, of course. Because some people have a very bad stigma.
Yeah.
So if there's any way you could let the people know, like it's actually positive.
Yeah, it is positive. I mean, you definitely do your research before you go and invest big. Start off small, for example. Like say you want to invest $10,000, don't do it all at once. Start off with a couple hundred and see where it goes and branch it out, and use legit websites. So don't use third party. I know a lot of people who use third party apps with the blockchain and lost it all because the government shut them down. So definitely don't use third parties, and like I said, little by little.
Would you recommend any app that you trust?
Robinhood, Coinbase. If you're starting off small.
Nice. And personal life goals. What are those life goals? I know you want to help a lot of people. You want to build businesses. You want these tours, and you have a lot of amazing goals. But you, what is your life goal?
Like where I want
outside of blogging.
Outside of blogging?
Yeah, family or personal, and you know.
That's a good one. I never thought of that.
You have to. You're always running.
You're always running. You don't sit back to think.
Because you're busy.
Right.
You have to think about everything.
Right. Well, for this year, I mean, I know everyone says, oh, what's your New Year's resolution? I try not to do that anymore because I notice I never stuck to them. And it's always like, you got to set yourself a small, attainable goal. So for this year, so like I said, I just gave birth 6 months ago. So like a little bit of the postpartum, you know, your hormones are different for women. So they're changing up and down. You're eating more. You're eating like different things you didn't used to eat. I don't know, it's weird to explain. It's my first time going through it. But so I noticed I gained back another 20 pounds. So I was telling my husband, I was like, I want to start not doing, for example, a diet. It's more of a lifestyle. So something I'm going to commit to for the next, you know, rest of my life going forward. So I was like, all right, so I want to see so it's also like, if you don't know anything, like for example, like I don't know anything about working out. I don't know how to use these machines. To me, it's just like, all right, use the treadmill and that's it. But it's like, no, if you're working out and you want to lose weight, but you also want to gain muscle, so you don't look, I guess, like when you lose a lot of weight and then like the stomach, like kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So like a lot, I know it's like, so I told him, it's like, it's all about also what you eat. And it's not just like, oh, okay, well, I tell a lot of people like, oh, I want to eat healthy. Oh, so you're just going to eat salads? No, you could eat a lot of 100 million things without having to just be salads. So it's like, you got to do your research, and, maybe I'm going to talk to like a nutritionist, and maybe somebody who can, keep me accountable for it at the gym, somebody like, like a gym partner. There's also like, now we live in a world where like all these classes are also online. So if you don't want to go to the gym, we can go ahead and just watch all these classes online and take something like, something small. Even start with Zumba, and then like I have a Peloton. I'm actually probably use it now. And then, once the baby gets a little bigger, take him out in the summer, go walk around. All these little small changes, eventually you'll start seeing that will make big actually effects in your life. And you don't even realize until next thing you know, you're like, oh, wow, look what happened.
Definitely.
It's always like people always never believe. And then after it happens, they're like, how'd you do it?
Yeah.
Right?
And like you said in the beginning, it's lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's 100% lifestyle. And since you're blogging, I think when you're not doing that, you should just be eating super clean. Because those delicious meals,
And it's not even the meals, it's the dessert. That's where that's
sugar,
where I noticed.
Sugar's the devil.
Yeah, and sugar's addicting,
Yeah.
They say that it's, what do they say? It's kind of like alcohol. Some people think like, oh, okay, well, sugar's not bad. Yes, it is, because it's addicting, and you don't realize when you stop it, you're like, you actually go through withdrawal.
Yep.
So, yeah, that happened to me. I was like craving sugar a lot when I was pregnant, and then I stopped it. And then even the baby was like, where's my sugar? You could feel it kicking. I was like, wow, who would have thought that? Like, like natural sugar is okay, but like it's the added sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially the fake sweeteners. Yeah, those are not good.
Yeah, like Diet Coke and all of that. They say actually cause more effects, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's known to cause cancer.
Yeah.
The fake, the diet sugar.
Right, and then it's like Dr. Sebi, they were saying when he came out with his whole, he cured what's her name, Lisa Left Eye.
Yep.
He cured her. He cured a couple other people, and they went to speak about it. All of a sudden, they're all like the conspiracy theories.
Of course.
Everyone's gone, and it's like, why? But yeah, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, that's a whole topic. Scary stuff. All right, we're getting towards the end of the podcast. If you could let everybody know where to find you, what do you have coming up, and if you have any more advice you want to leave the people with.
Yeah, sure. So you can find me on westchesterblogger.com, or you can go to my social medias. They're all at Westchester Blogger, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And then as far as events coming up, I have a couple things. So we have a couple pop-ups coming up for January, February, and March, which is a sip and shop at Cupid. So that's a Don't Go Key event in White Plains. And we have about 10, 15 vendors there. But it's a great way to network. I always say your network is your net worth. So come out, meet some people, bring your business cards, and just, meet like-minded individuals. You never know where that can go. And then I have a pregnancy expo coming up in March, and then a huge Cinco de Mayo, which is a taco and margarita event that I'll be doing in Austin. It's a first-time one, and then so on. But you can see that all on my social media and the Westchester Concierge page if you want to sign up. There's a link also. All of the links are in my bio.
Awesome. Any advice you want to leave the people with?
Any advice? Yeah, definitely. Any advice is definitely to stay consistent. Stay consistent and just follow your dreams. Don't let anyone tell you no, and don't be afraid to ask, because the answer is always no until you ask.
The answer is always no until you ask. I like that. Thank you very much for being a guest on my show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Peace and love.
Thank you. Peace.